Today I'm going to show you my studio.
Hi everybody, I thought I would show you all my studio where all my creative inspiration happens, I guess. So this is it, and it is quite a small box room. If I start from the right hand side, I have a desktop easel, and you can see that I like clutter. I'm not the tidiest person in the world. So I've got this desktop easel. It's got a little drawer on there. I'll pull that out, show you what we've got in there. So I've got some pencils, Pritt stick. I do not know why I've got Pritt stick, but I have. Blenders, marker pens, and just lots of sort of straw. Now, a bit random, this straw, I know, but I use that to sort of blow ink onto paper and stuff when I'm working with traditional media. And I have to say, I can't throw the straw away because it's plastic. So I've got to keep that forever. Scale rule. Not used that since I was a student. Measuring drawings for estimating when I was used to be a decorator. So that's what I've got in there. I've got a magnifying glass. So this is my zooming tool for drawing with traditional media. So you can zoom in with traditional media just the same as you can on an iPad or a PC. And then I've got a toilet roll, which I obviously use for sort of dabbing up watercolour and things. I've got an old canvas stuffed here with a bit of a painting on it that I'm going to paint over at some time when I get around to it. And I've got this bag, this travelling bag. I used this when I went to St Ives recently. So open up my bag. I've got some charcoal pencils. No, they're just regular pencils. Artist quality pencils. A sketchbook. It appears I've not used this. All ready to go. I've got aquarelle watercolour pencils in there, some brushes that hold water, more pencils, a knife, charcoal pencils, pastels I think they are, a container for holding water, a watercolour palette of Winsor & Newton artist quality paint, and a spare set of glasses, always handy because I always forget them. I was traditionally a watercolour artist. This is a fairly new palette to me actually, this one, and my original is a lot more worn out than that, but this is my newest one. And to be honest, I don't do hardly any traditional media at all now. I've got a camera set up here, and the camera I use is the one I'm holding now. I've got two lights. I'm not sure if they're plugged in. Yeah, that one is, and that one is. Yeah, I've got two lights that I can use with the camera on that. So if I'm working at this area of the desk, I can record whatever I'm doing, and then look at the state of that desk. This is typical how I work. I'm not a tidy person at all. There's my remote to control my music system, which is down on the underneath the computer desk. That's the remote for that. And then I've got on the desk a book, and this is what started it. This book started it all for me. And it's an old, really old book called Discovering Watercolour. And you can see it's not like books of today, where it's got lots of writing in, some black and white images, and a few colour ones. And it is a sort of tutorial book, but it's more of a kind of a diary of an artist called Jack Marriott. And it was first published in... when did I buy this? Well, it was first published in 1973, and this edition was 1978. So it's an old book, but that's what, when I was a young lad, this is what I bought and set me on my journey, and I've still got it. I've got some old tapes. I haven't got a disc, I haven't got a tape deck anymore, but this is an old recording of a band I was in called the Side Clippers years and years ago, and I want to put that onto CD, so I'm sort of keeping that. I've got another one here as well, and I'm keeping that until I can get hold of a taped tape to remaster them. I've got a clock obviously to remind me to stop working. I've got another camera on here. This is a really old, this is one of the first DSLRs on the market, a Nikon, and it only takes, really, it's not a very high res camera. It doesn't even do 1080p, it's that old. And I was trying to set it up as a webcam, but I think I'm going to give up on that now. That's not happening. On the wall, I have prints that I have of some paintings I've done and drawings and stuff. You'll probably recognise them from videos. And then on my PC screen, and this is where I sit when I'm working, and I usually move this keyboard away from here and put my iPad there if I'm working, and I can have my source image on the screen and iPad there when I'm working. Or if I'm using something like Corel Painter, I pull this out and I have my Intuos Pro, small Intuos Pro tablet, and I have the keyboard there so I can use the control keys to work. And this is kind of why I am making this video, because this is all going to change. I've got my PC down here, which in actual fact was a gaming, I bought it for gaming because I used to be a big gamer. I don't game much now. It's about nearly 3 years old, I guess, so it's knocking on a bit as a PC, but it's still quite powerful. It's got 16 gig of RAM and it works great for Corel Painter and Critter and the other programs, but I rarely, you'll probably know, I rarely use it anymore, and I don't do many videos of paintings on the PC. With them, nearly all iPad works, and that's because I'm not overly fond of this. I struggle with doing the hand coordination on that and then looking at the screen, and I much prefer working on the iPad where it's sort of you're drawing as you would be on a piece of paper. So I've got a bit of kit coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but and I won't do an unboxing or anything like that because there's loads of unboxings on this particular bit of kit, but I'm very excited about it, and I'm showing you this at my studio because it's all going to change. Because of my new bit of kit, I'm going to move. This is a small box room in my house. I'm going to move into a bigger room, and I'm going to be able to do webcams, and I'm just going to change the whole thing. Well, not drastically. I'm going to be doing more PC videos, painting on PC, but don't worry, I'm still going to do all of the iPad stuff. I'll probably do 2 videos a week on the iPad, one on a sketchbook, which will be Tchaikovsky sketches. Another one on software like Rage and Procreate and Audio Autodesk Sketch or whatever it's called. And then one on something like a PC bit of software. So that's my plan, and I'm going to try and set up a webcam and start using that and just try and get a little bit more professional, really. So this is my knackered old chair. That really is a bit cronky, and every time I sit on it, it just sort of sinks down and I end up really low down and I have to lift it up again. And then moving around, this bit of the studio, as you can see, is more of a kind of geared toward my music thing, and I've got a few bass guitars here. In these cases, they're all bass guitars, and I've got a 12-string guitar there, and this is my gigging amp for bass guitar, and it's a Fender Rumble 500 watt. Oh yeah. So very nice bit of kit, love that. And then moving around, I've got a set of drawers piled up with crap. I've got an old iMac Pro, which I don't use anymore. I've got some headphones for when my mates come round and we do a little bit of recording with the music. And then I've got a colour printer, wireless printer there, which I don't use a lot. Some more painting books. I used to collect these, sort of buy one a month from a book club once upon a time. I've got a set of drawers with all my traditional media in there. So you can see we've got tins of charcoal pencils, brushes, more colour pads, inks, pens. There's a nice glass pen in there. That's a nice bit of kit. So I've still got all my traditional gear, but it's all sort of put in drawers and it doesn't come out very often. Masking tape, stretching paper. I always used to use gum paper to stretch watercolour paper before I paint. Tins of brushes, more ink. Then in the bottom drawer I've got some coloured pencils, a Faber-Castell box, and a set of luminance pencils as well. Lots of paper. I've got a travelling box there that I used to have all my watercolours in and oil paints, tins of paints here. So lots of traditional media which I don't use anymore, but you can see that's it. That is my studio, and it is really cramped, so I need to get into a bigger space. So I'm just showing you this as sort of because I know I've never shown it before, and this is all going to change, and I thought it'd be nice to share it with you before I move into my new studio, which will hopefully be coming very soon. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed the quick tour of where I do most of my work. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye.